Hi everyone, please pardon my appearance. I've been sick for about 4 days now. I'm trying to get over whatever I have. Still sticking on to keto. It's been a little bit hard because usually, when you're sick, you make yourself like a tea with honey or have some cough drops, and I don't have any like sugar-free cough drops or anything. So I've just been like taking Alka-Seltzer, like anti-cough or whatever pills at night, and then that's it. And then during the day I just drink like black teas, green teas, and things like that. I haven't had much of an appetite. I've been pretty much doing OMAD. You'll see in this vlog that I did make some soup that was delicious, and I have been eating that like every day now. My weigh-in I am about to show you before the vlog gets started. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing as I'm on my journey to lose 100 pounds, and I just hope you enjoy the video. So last week I weighed myself and I was 239.6, I think. So I've lost like a little over 2 pounds. So I'm pretty happy with that. So before I got up and got my little one, I made him a little sandwich. Yes, he likes to have sandwiches in the morning. It's very strange, but kind of funny. I got him his own little teacup. He just has water in it, and he pretends to pour water out of this teapot. And then for me, I just made the Trader Joe's winter blend because it has ginger in it and cinnamon, and I just thought that would help to make me feel a little bit better. We just laid in bed together, and I put a very calming show on, something that wouldn't make him very, hyper. And we put on The Wonderful World of Peter Rabbit and Friends, I think it's called. These shows are so calm. They're all on YouTube. There's different tales. I watched them when I was little, and now my little ones love them. They're just so calming and so beautiful. The illustrations, it's like you're inside of a book. I was able to get a little bit of work done, even though I didn't feel well, but being in bed definitely helped, and not having to chase around a 3-year-old. So I was actually able to get more work done than I usually do. And then I decided to read a chapter from The Secret Garden. This is just such a calming book. It's so magical. I read it when I was a teenager, and I love reading it as an adult. I decided to fill out my planner. Since I wasn't feeling well, I hadn't done this week's yet. So I just fill everything out, and then at the bottom of each section, I write down what meal I'm going to make that night. I'm not sure if I'm going to feel up to making many meals, but I just went ahead and wrote some ideas down anyway. If anything, I can just use them another day. I love this planner. It's available on Amazon. It's called the French Country Planner, and the pictures are just so beautiful and inspiring. It's my favorite. Later, I did a grocery pickup because I needed to pick up some produce. I was going to make some soup. I needed leeks in particular because I'm making a leek and radish like soup. They did not have the radishes that I ordered, so they substituted with a much smaller amount. I usually have double or triple this amount, but that's okay. I'm just going to substitute more leeks in this recipe. First, I chop the radishes up to look like remind me of like little red potatoes. And then for the leeks, I only use like up to here of the green part, and I use all of the white part, and I just cut off the little stumps at the end. So I'm just going to cut this cut them into like little coin shapes like this. And then I'm going to get to rinsing them. With leeks, you want to make sure that you rinse them, triple rinse them as much as you can. I soak them in a bowl of water, and then I pull them out by hand. I don't dump them into the colander. I pull them up by hand into the colander, and then you can see how much sand is left behind in that bowl. If you don't rinse leeks, that ends up in your food, and you can like crunch the sand. It's awful. I made that mistake the first time I used leeks. Now I'm getting out all of my ingredients. I'm using this pan that I use to make all of my soups, or this Dutch oven. I don't know what you would call it. Then I have all of my ingredients out on the counter. I use Alfredo sauce, olive oil, parsley, onion salt, dill, garlic, crushed pepper, dill weed, and salt and pepper. And then I use ranch seasoning and some organic chicken broth. I usually have 2 cartons, and I use canned chicken breast. I usually don't like canned chicken breast, but in the soup it tastes good. First, I'm going to saute some bacon in the pot, and then I'm going to remove the bacon, add a little bit of olive oil, some minced garlic. I'm going to start scraping all those bits off the bottom, the bacon bits, that's them floating there. And then I'm going to add the leeks into that bacony, olive oily goodness and make sure they're coated. Then I'm going to add the canned chicken and the radishes and just stir those up. I don't like to break my chicken up a lot. I'm not really a big fan of shredded chicken in soups. I like them more cubed. That's just my preference. You can break it up if you want to. Then I'm going to add a little bit of the red chili flakes or red pepper flakes, some of the onion salt, and I don't have precise measurements on this. I like a lot of salty things, so I add a little bit more onion salt. I'm adding some oregano right here. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. And I'm adding a little bit of sage. And now this is the dill weed. I add quite a bit of that because it just adds such a good flavor to the soup. I added the last of the parsley flakes that I had. I didn't have very much. I would have added more probably. And then I just add some ranch seasoning to the soup. That also gives it a good zesty flavor. And now I, of course, add a lot of salt. I add 2 good pinches, and then I think I added some more at the end. And you just stir all that to combine. You just pour in your chicken broth. I didn't have enough. I usually use 2 cartons. So I had to go ahead and add some water, equal parts water to this, just so that I would have enough. Because I like to have a lot of broth to my soups. It would probably have tasted just a tiny bit better with both chicken broths, but it still tasted really, really good using the water. And then, of course, here comes more salt. I added a half a can of the Alfredo jar sauce. I usually use the, I don't know how you pronounce it, Rayo's brand Alfredo sauce. They didn't have that, so they gave me the Primal Kitchen one. I did find that the Primal Kitchen one did not thicken the soup like it usually does, so I'll continue to use the other brand next time, but it was still very good. I let this simmer for about 20 minutes. And then I add 1/3 cup of whipping cream to the soup. Now I cover that up and let that simmer for another 10 minutes, and then it's ready to be served. I top each bowl off with a bit of the bacon that I used from the beginning, and I also like to add some green onions. That is it for my video this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more. I'll be posting another video next week. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.